Alright, what is going on, everybody? What is up? Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? DSP here, live on the stream. The first of two streams yet again today. A full week of streaming for you this week. Double streams pretty much all week long. And today, no different from yesterday. Basically doing my best to get through all the stuff that we need to wrap up by the end of the month, and it's actually progressing faster than I had planned. Right now we're in the midst of the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare DLC, and I didn't know how long. Excuse me, I'm drinking my VA energy drink, as you can tell. There you go. Excuse me. Yeah. So I am in the midst of Undead Nightmare. I've been playing it for 2 days, so around 5 to 6 hours of gameplay so far. I think I'm going to beat it today, and the reason I say that is, number one, I'm halfway through Mexico already, which I didn't know I was going to be, progressing that quickly, but I've basically been doing pretty good. I've only died a few times. I remember that this DLC is quite challenging. This DLC is much more challenging than the actual regular game of Red Dead Redemption, because the enemies in the regular game kind of suck. They barely shoot you or whatever. Here, the zombies are after your ass. Okay? So, it's been pretty challenging, but I've been doing pretty good. I've been, doing good progress every day. So, today what I think I'm going to do is probably rack up. I'm probably going to wrap up the story. And then I'm going to look for the other legendary horses. Try to catch all of them. And then once all that's done, try to get the achievement also for getting all the bases taken over at the same time. And then see if maybe I can do the end game stuff, which is like catch the unicorn and kill the chupacabra and stuff like that. But I need to basically get through the game first. I think that stuff you can't even do until you actually beat the story. So, so that's kind of what I'm focusing on, on the stream, obviously. I'm thinking I'm probably going to finish up the game today, because I am going to be playing for around 3 to 4 hours. I don't foresee it having that much story-based content, so I'll probably be taking a chunk of today's stream to do the side stuff and maybe wrap up the game, okay? Sounds good. So, that's the plan for this first stream. Later tonight, yes, I will be playing more Danganronpa 2. And I'm in the midst of an investigation, a murder investigation, which looks like it'll probably wrap up pretty quickly, and we might start a new trial, the third trial of the game. All right? So, that should be good. A good solid day of gaming. Now, the real thing that's kind of uncertain right now, all right, is if I do complete Undead Nightmare today, then what am I going to be doing for the rest of the week besides the day when I play Overwatch, which will be Thursday, for the new character Doomfist? Because that'll leave me with Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, basically 4 days wide open, which is a good what? At least 12 hours of gameplay, if not more. And so you may say, gee, I wonder what Phil will be playing. Well, the way I see it is basically that you can have an option of what you want to see me play, all right? Because right now, the bottom line is I don't want to start anything lengthy. I can't. Some people have said, you should play Jack 3. Listen, there's no way I'm going to beat Jack 3 in like 10 to 12 hours of gameplay. It's just not going to happen. So that's off the table. If I'm going to play something, I need to play something that I know I can beat in a few sessions of gameplay, so that when August hits, I can hit the ground running on my new stuff that I'm doing in August and not be tied up in all kinds of other shit. All right? So, some options. Let me discuss some of the options, all right, that could be things for me to do in the next few days. Number one, I could return to Nier Automata, a game that I played when it was new back in March. I did one run through of the game. I did actually really enjoy it, but it had kind of an ambiguous ending. Now, most people told me, well, Phil, you really need to play the game 3 times in order to get the true ending of the game. The second time through, you play the same game with a different character, but then the third time through, the game's completely different with different fights and bosses and everything. And I was like, you know, that's great and all if you're like a huge fan of the game and you have tons of time to replay the game 3 times, but at that point, I had been playing so many games. Just to give you some perspective, I was playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, okay? I was playing Mass Effect Andromeda, or Mass Effect Andromeda was just around the corner, actually. And I was like, and the Dark Souls 3 DLC was coming out that month. And I was like, how could you expect me to do 3 runs of this game, like 30 plus hours of Nier Automata? You know, how on earth did you expect me to do that? It would be one thing if there were no games, but there was tons of new releases in March. So I did play the, you know, the plain vanilla playthrough of the game, but never went back to it. And I did say, you know, I'm keeping the game, which I did. It's still on my PS4. I said if I ever get downtime or whatever, where there's nothing going on, I would consider going back and doing other runs of it, all right? So that's one option, okay? Number 2 would be Crash Bandicoot 1 from the Crash Insane Trilogy. Now, there's pros and cons to this playthrough, all right? The pros to this playthrough is that, number 1, the game was just remastered. Everyone was playing it, right, in the month of July because the game was just remastered, okay? So it's still kind of, is it white hot right now? No. You know, it has already been released for the month, but, you know, it would still have that little bit of hype behind it, I think, to see me play Crash 1. Also, Crash 1 is the hardest one of all of them, right? And, you know, I think that people would like to see me die and rage at some of the toughest levels in the franchise. However, the downside is I just played it. Like, I literally just played Crash 1 2 years ago. It was actually the summer of 2015, before Naughty Dog had even announced that there was going to be any kind of a remaster of the Crash trilogy. I played Crash Bandicoot 1, the original version of the game. Okay, so yeah, it kind of sucks because yes, I could easily play it, but would people care when I just played it 2 years ago, right? So for what I want to understand, replaying Crash 1 in this new trilogy is both harder and easier. It's harder because there's a totally new physics engine, and apparently the physics engine is harder to control than the original one in the original Crash game. So some of the stages, like those bridge stages that are incredibly difficult, are even more difficult in this version. But it's easier because the game auto-saves. So if you run out of lives or continues or whatever, you can actually resume right from the beginning of that stage again. You don't have to replay other shit, which was the problem with Crash 1. You couldn't save every stage. And especially those bridge stages, if you lost, you had to go replay like 1 to 2 stages to get back to them. And that was one of the biggest problems with that game, okay? So, that being said, there's also supposedly a new level added to Crash 1 this month. It just happened last week. It's supposedly the hardest stage ever made for Crash Bandicoot and wasn't included in the original game because it was known to be so difficult. So I could do a run of Crash 1 again. Even though I just did it 2 years ago, I could do a second run through the game now with the Insane Trilogy, alright? Now, another option would be fighting games. Because some people have been asking me recently, Phil, are you going to go and play Tekken 7 again? Phil, are you going to play another session of Ultra Street Fighter 2? It's been over a week. And I'm always okay with fighting games. You know, I would probably do Ultra Street Fighter 2 first, then maybe Tekken one day, and then, you know, play it by ear and see how things are going. So that's the third option, would be some fighting game stuff and mix it in there for the week, okay? So there you go. Those are kind of the options that I'm laying out there for the rest of the week. Now, there could be just an idea that I didn't even come up with, that people may come up with and be like, Phil, you got to do this, you got to do this. For example, Black Mage C-Type in the stream chat just says, why don't you return to Ride to Hell Retribution? Holy shit. I didn't even think about that. Seriously. I didn't even think about that at all. But that is something, too, that may be something fun to do, right? So, I don't know. what I'm thinking is, let's see what happens today on stream with Undead Nightmare. All right? Let's see how it goes. And if indeed I do finish up this playthrough today, I think tonight I'm going to do a Twitter poll for the first time in a very long time. Okay? So there you go. It'll be probably a choice between another run through Nier Automata, Crash 1 from the Insane Trilogy, fighting games, or maybe Ride to Hell Retribution. Maybe I'll put it up to 4 votes and see what people vote for on Twitter, okay? And we'll see what happens. And based off of that, man, determine what I do for the rest of the week, okay? Sound good? And then what I'll do is I'll balance whatever wins with more Danganronpa, okay? And we'll see. Like, if fighting games win, then obviously I won't be doing, like, a quick fighting game stream. But maybe, for variety's sake, maybe one of these days, instead of doing Danganronpa at night, maybe I'll do a fighting game stream, right? It all depends on what wins the voting and stuff. So we'll see. We got to see what happens. No, I'm not playing Saints, or not Saints, I almost said Saints Row 2, because people are saying Saints Row 2 in the stream chat for some reason. No, I'm not playing Splatoon 2. I've explained this a million times. I'm not playing Splatoon 2. And Sonic games are already in a vote, and I'm going to play one in early August, so I don't know why anyone's bringing that up. Okay. Alright, so, we'll see. We'll see how the week goes. We'll see how the voting goes. We'll see how Undead Nightmare goes. We'll play it by ear. Keep in mind that on the 31st of July, that's Monday coming up, next week, will be my Indies Marathon, where I'll be playing 3 to 4 indie games over the course of a day. That'll be fun, something different to break everything up. And then starting on August 1st, begins my Gotta Go Fast Sonic the Hedgehog playthrough. Right now, it's still looking like it's going to be Sonic Adventure 1, but I have not checked the poll this morning to see if the voting has skewed at all, but I will soon. I'll let you know by the end of the week exactly what that game's going to be, okay? But that's starting on the 1st. Then on the 2nd, we've got Tacoma. That's going to be balanced in with the Sonic playthrough, all right? And, you know, we've got the new Batman Telltale game coming out on the 8th. And a lot of stuff going on. All right, a lot of stuff. So it's going to be a fun few weeks heading in until the new releases start hitting in August, and I hope that you will join me for all of that, okay? Okay. Ooh, itchy. All right, folks. So that's it for the schedule. That's it for what you can expect the next few days. Thanks, everybody, for being patient. I really don't have a lot to talk about on Prestream today. It's kind of business as usual today. Just playing games, having fun. Drama-free, don't care about any drama. Some people try to message me with drama. I say, I don't give a shit. I'm 35 years old. I'm here to play games and have fun with you every day. And that's all I care about. I'm not going to sit here like a high school girl reacting to dramatic shit and people insulting me. I don't care. So that's why I'm here and I'm doing my own thing. I'm far above all that stupid bullshit. The way I see it is this, folks. And this is the God's honest truth, all right? I started doing this in 2008 on a whim. Just making videos for YouTube. I started making gameplay videos really seriously in 2009 as a hobby. I never expected it would ever amount to anything. I never really cared. I never really even tried. I just fucked around and ended up becoming an internet phenomenon, right? Right there at the burgeoning era when internet Let's Plays were becoming popular. And the bottom line is, through highs, through lows, through thick and thin, through how many things that have tried to take me down. Whether it was people talking shit, people being slanderous, this is how you don't play videos, false copyright strikes, other personal attacks against myself, my family, and my business, being swatted, you know, every possible fucking thing that you can think of that people could do to me has been done to me. I'm still here. And, you know, right now things are going good. I'm not going anywhere. Why the fuck would I care if today another Joe Blow YouTuber decided to make an insulting video about me? You know, another person or group of people who I don't know nothing about them. I've never heard of them, or I have heard of them, but I just don't give a shit because I don't care about other YouTubers. I've never said a negative word about them, but now it's time for them to jump on that negativity bandwagon and make another negative fucking video about me, right? Who cares? Everyone's done it. It's like a trial of YouTube to make a shitty, slanderous video about me or something. I don't know, because I really very rarely talk about anybody else. I don't even know much about any other YouTubers. I don't care. So for them to all go out of their way to insult me, it says something about them and their character, right? Basically, if you want my honest opinion, I really think that these people are not really, they can't be jealous, because obviously I'm not a huge YouTuber, but I think they may just be angry. They're so angry, they get this pent-up angst that I could still exist. I didn't cater to any of the fucking YouTube sellout shill practices, right? I never fucking edited all my videos. I never changed the way that I put out video content for YouTube or anything. I never sold out to big, to have to play this game for sponsorship and shit like that. I'm certainly not a slave to sponsors and that kind of shit, right? None of that. I just do my thing every day. I wake up, I set up, I stream, I have fun with games, I upload those videos to YouTube. That's my business. That's my daily routine. Keeping broadcasting for you every day, putting out thousands of videos a year, completing tons of playthroughs a year, and I'm able to stick to that formula. Now, there's been variations to that formula. I've had to adopt direct capture and live streaming. I've had to upgrade my equipment to stay with the times. I've had to, this year, make a giant change to the way that I do my stuff, including adopting shout-outs and adopting on-screen notifications and stuff, because I had to, right? I had to stay afloat. YouTube, the ad revenue fell through, had nothing to do with me. It wasn't like my viewership tanked or whatever. YouTube fucked up, not me. And I had to adapt to survive. And so I did, right? So here I am, and I'm still here, and I'm still alive. And I think these people who make these videos, people who I never talk negatively about, I never mention, I don't know anything about them. I think the reason they do this negative shit is because they're so angry that someone like me, who never really went professional, right? I never put an amazing amount of research or money or professionalism into what I do. I just have fun on a daily basis, and I'm still doing it for a living, 7+ years later. That kills them. That fucking kills them, folks. Because when you see things falling apart, when you hear about this YouTuber is gone now, oh no, this gamer group fell apart, they were a big thing on YouTube, they're gone now, they've all broken apart, and they're falling apart, and it's not working out anymore, and you hear about these big YouTubers complaining that, oh no, their ad revenue is down, and now they're falling apart. They hate it. They fucking hate that I can just be here every day having fun with you, and still doing it, and still being successful, right? So now they've got to come out and say nasty shit about me so that, now more people will think that this guy is an asshole and they won't watch his stuff. There you go. One less viewer for Phil is one more viewer for me. Whatever. For me, like I said, you're never going to see me sitting here and just making a video or a stream or a session or a podcast or whatever just for the sole purpose of bashing someone else on YouTube or whatever. Because I'm above it. I'm far above that kind of shit. I really am. I'm not going to bother with that shit. So many people, Phil, did you hear? Again overnight, I got it again. Phil, did you hear about this big YouTuber did this? No, I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I'm better off just being completely oblivious to all of it. Because I just do my own thing, and yet I'm still fucking here, right? So obviously, all the shit that's been thrown against me didn't work. You could sit there, you could talk shit about me in your video. You can make a stream making fun of me. You can call me names. You can make fun of my fucking physical illnesses, right? Like my nasal drip, or the fact that over 2 years ago, I had a problem with my foot that I haven't had recurring in over 2 years. But again, to these fucking people who are such simpletons, the internet is black and white. If something happened, it happened and never changes. It's always going to happen. So because I had a medical issue, it always will be there no matter what. I'll always make fun of it, even though it's been gone for over 2 years, right? There's still people, folks, and this is the God's honest truth. I have been, broken up with my ex-fiance at this point for almost 3 months, okay? I never really announced when the breakup happened. It happened behind the scenes. No one was even aware of when it really happened, all right? Almost 3 months. People are still talking about her. People are still, when they're making these nasty videos, in the thumbnails, they still got her face. It's like, dudes, you are so fucking behind the times. Like, are you fucking retarded? Why are you putting... I just saw the other day, because I see them because they show up in my stupid related videos because YouTube's so stupid. It's like, this is how you don't play Tekken 7. All right, yeah, I'm not great at Tekken, and I understand people could definitely take highlights of me raging in that game and make a video. The thumbnail is my face and Leanna's face. And I'm looking at it like, she was gone by the time Tekken 7 came out, you idiot. She has nothing to do with it. How fucking stupid can you be? But again, when you're a simpleton, when you have an immature mind, you think that things last forever, right? So just because I was in a relationship with a girl for, a set amount of years. Oh, well, forever, we're just going to put her on all of Phil's stuff, even though they've been broken up for 3 months. We'll just keep doing it. Makes sense, right? But that's what I mean. It's just, you're simpleton idiots. So, the thing is, I look at this stuff and I laugh. I really do. I'm like, well, just another moron who did something stupid, completely out of reference, or doesn't even do any research, talks shit about me, or here, makes a thumbnail with something that's completely outdated, and it's just hilarious. Just keep making the dumb sheep of YouTube, the dumb, uneducated, immature viewer who only is there for drama, right? Because that's really what YouTube's become. Just keep making garbage for them, because that just means that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do, is make garbage content. You don't make anything significant. You don't make anything, fun. You don't make anything original. All you do is drama. You know what I mean? And if that's really what you do, if really you're so pathetic that all you can become popular on YouTube anymore is making drama videos about me, of all people, right? Me, how am I even pertinent anymore? I've got a hardcore fan base who come back and watch all my stuff. I'll be honest, I am growing on Twitch. My Twitch streams are doing better, which is good. I love that my Twitch streams are growing and everything, right? But I'm certainly not a giant presence anymore. I mean, yeah, if you were attacking me in 2011, 2012, maybe it made more sense. Dudes, it's 2017. It's like you've beaten the dead horse for 5 fucking years in a row. How much more are you going to beat it? To the point where it's just so stupid. I mean, really, how pathetic can you be that you're going to do the same kind of fucking dramatic attack video on me when I don't even know who the fuck you are? Unreal. The thing that gets me, because of course I'm 35 years old and I'm a mature adult, when I see shit like that, right? For example, I'll give you an example. If I was a hardcore fan of a YouTuber and I loved everything they did, I really liked their content and everything, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they made a video that was attacking another YouTuber out of nowhere, being really childish and just immature, and I'm watching this, I'd be like, why the fuck did they do that? And why would I want to watch this person again? Because they're not focusing on their own stuff. They're not focusing on making videos that are entertaining. Instead, they're doing attack videos or drama videos for kids, basically, for little kids. And I would stop watching that YouTuber. I would say, I can't watch this person. I lost respect for them. Why the hell would I continue to watch someone who, obviously, they don't have enough creativity in their body to do something productive and make a video that's something that they did? Instead, let's just jump on the drama bandwagon and attack someone who's never done anything wrong to them, right? That's just what I'm saying. I don't even understand how, if you have a brain in your head and you see a YouTuber do that, that would be it for me. I'd be like, I can't watch that person again in good conscience. I know that they're a piece of shit. This is the kind of person they are. When they have a slow day, instead of actually, working or busting their ass or doing something productive, they're just going to do an attack video on someone because they're basically a hack. You know, if that's not the sign of a hack, of someone who has no fucking real talent, I don't know what is. So, that's what I mean. I don't care, guys. Don't tell me about when people are attacking me and making negative videos. Don't send me the videos. Don't post them up on the forums. Don't tweet me them. I don't care about it. All right? I just don't. I just don't care. I have my own thing going. I'm here every day regardless of all the negative shit they've said about me for 5 straight years. I'm still here. Gee, I wonder who really is winning in this one, right? I'm still able to do the thing I love for a living. And I still got people who come out every day and tell me they love my streams, they love my videos. I put a smile on their face and I entertain them because I'm about the games and not about the bullshit. Not about the drama. We're just about to head into a very busy new gaming season, right? Tons of new stuff that's about to come out. Excuse me, I felt that burp coming. Ooh. Tons of new games in August, September, October, November. We've all seen the gaming schedule. It's going to be buckle down, hardcore gaming season mode. Constant new streams of new releases and review. I'm going to start my reviews again once the new games start hitting, right? There's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm loving it. I can't wait for it. And I know the viewers are going to come in and they're going to watch it, like always. So, thank you everyone for being supportive, for being here, regardless of these idiots who have no talent, yet somehow have a viewer base because their viewer base is a bunch of little immature shits, right? Immature. This is the problem with YouTube. YouTube, when I started, I've said this a million times over the years. When I started on YouTube back in 2008, YouTube was a website where if you're interested in something, you would search for the video and you would watch videos that you're interested in. The vast majority of people now on YouTube only watch it for drama and to shit on things. That's it. That's what YouTube's become. It's become this really immature, nasty, toxic place. And that's why these videos are so prevalent. That's why do you think these hack YouTubers have to put out these videos? Because they know they can't do productive content and survive anymore. So they've got to put out this shit content, crap on Darkside Phil, har, to try to keep afloat because they can't. If they put out productive stuff, no one would watch it. This is what their viewer bases have become, these toxic, immature kids. So, it is what it is. I'm happy that I don't have to do that. I'm happy that I'm still here. I'm still having fun. I'm still playing games. And that's all I care about. Alright, folks? So, again, don't bother me with all that crap. You don't bother yourself. That's the other thing, too. Some people, I should mention this. Some people are real big fans of mine, and they feel that they have to be a white knight. They have to go out there and they have to defend me. You know, you see someone make a video that's negative about me, alright? And then they have to go out and insult. Oh, fuck you because you talk shit about Phil. Fuck this. You know, that's just as bad. Don't bother doing that, guys. Guys and gals, please. For me, here's the best thing you could do, and this is the best advice I could give any of you. If you are a fan of myself and my content and my streams and everything that I do, watch my daily streams, watch my videos, you know, participate in events, you know, whether it's via Patreon or even, you know, like I said, tonight I'm doing an online poll on Twitter or whatever. Participate in that stuff. Be a part of the positive community and completely fucking shut out everything else. Ignore the drama, ignore the videos, ignore the bullshit, ignore the trolling on social media, block those people, get them out of here, and just ignore it like I do. Because if you find yourself sucked down their fucking rabbit hole, and that's the best part. People want to say, oh, it's the Darkside Phil rabbit hole. No, it's not. It's their rabbit hole. I didn't create the rabbit hole, they did. And they suck people into it, this negative, toxic vibe that permeates the internet. They did it, not me. If you're just here for my streams and my fun stuff, you'll never be exposed to that shit. Maybe every once in a while you'll see a troll in the stream chat, or some asshole will private message you on Twitch. You have to block them and get them banned from Twitch or whatever. Or if you send me a tweet, maybe a couple assholes will tweet you back saying something nasty, which you just block them and they're gone for good. Don't get sucked into their rabbit hole, okay? Because that's the problem. is that people do. They get, oh man, I love Phil. Now these people are being nasty about Phil. Now I have to find out everything about these people and attack them. No, 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 no. That's the worst thing you can do, because you will be wasting so much of your time on the negative that you'll lose time for the positive. And there's people who actually get burnt out. They tell me, Phil, I'm burnt out, not on you and your streams and your videos and your content, which I like, but I'm burnt out on all the negativity and shit surrounding you, so I'm taking a break. And I'm like, but why did you even get involved in that negativity? You know, I don't. So don't get yourself wrapped up in that shit, right? Seriously. So that's the best advice I could give you. All right? Don't focus on it. Don't pay any attention to it. And you know, just focus on the positive stuff. My streams, my videos, you know, when I post up something on social media, my website, that kind of stuff. If you stick to that, you'll be good. Don't get sucked into their bullshit rabbit hole. All right? All right. So, everyone, there you go. I wanted to get that off my chest because so many people daily, seriously, so many people, Phil, did you hear what this guy said? Did you hear what that guy said? Did you know about this negative thing and that negative thing and this and that? And no, because I don't care. I'm not about that shit. Let them all be in their own fucking circle-jerking, black hole, rabbit hole world of negativity that I have nothing to do with. I didn't create it. They did. So let them all have it. Let them be a part of their disgusting, toxic, dramatic shit. And I'll be over here playing games and having fun like I've been for the past, you know, shit, at this point, almost 10 straight years on YouTube. All right? All right. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate that. Now let's start, obviously, with today's stream. Before we get started here, let's very quickly just cover a few things. As you can see, my new Teespring merch is live. It's awesome. I actually ordered 2 of these new designs, rush order, and I should be getting them, from what I'm going to understand, within the next few days. I guess up right around the weekend. So I'm very excited to get these and show them off on stream. Great quality stuff. All from these new designs are from Azure Studios. This is the same guy who made the very popular Skull logo that's on my mug and everything. So give it a look over on my Teespring shop. It's great quality stuff. T-shirts, you know, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, all kinds of fun stuff. Give it a look, all right? And if you do happen to buy something, I get a pretty good commission from it, and I appreciate your support. Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. Only 6 days left to pledge to my Patreon for this month. So I just want to throw that out there. We currently are still around, I believe we're still around $120 below the monthly goal. I did get 1 or 2 pledges overnight, but I have not had a chance to check the total yet. So I apologize, I don't have a 100% accurate total or anything for you. However, it's very doable. In 6 days, if only, you know, a dozen people or so, you know, put in some pledges, we could do it. It's definitely doable to hit the monthly goal for this month. If we do hit the monthly goal, I'll be doing a Patron's Choice playthrough during the fall that will be balanced with all of the AAA games, all right? However, this playthrough will not be a JRPG. It will not be a visual novel. It will not be Japanese culture focused. It's going to be, you know, a different kind of game than what's won these Patron's Choice playthroughs in the past. I'll be highly involved in the nomination and voting process to make sure it's a kind of game that's different, so we're not, it's always the same, always the same, always the same. All right? So if you pledge $5 or more, all right, you'll actually see, excuse me, if you pledge $5 or more, you'll actually be able to nominate and vote on a game for this upcoming event. All right? So please consider it. 6 days left till the end of the month. Have to pledge, you know, before the end of the month, and we have to hit the goal. We could still do it. So please consider doing it. All right? All right. And then last but not least, folks, of course, if you are here live on the stream and you enjoy my live streams and you want to see them continue and be successful, you'll love the daily broadcasts and the on-demand videos on YouTube and everything that I do, and you want to support the effort, there's 3 ways you can do it. You can either cheer with bits, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can tip me. The way it works is if you do any of those, I will give you a shout-out, and I am going to do some shout-outs in just a moment here. Okay. But if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you tip me and click on the share button, which shares your information on your, excuse me, I didn't mean tip, I screwed up. If you sub to my channel and you click on the share button, which shares all your info, or if you tip me $2 or more, any of those three things, you'll get an on-screen notification. So it's kind of like double recognition. You'll get the recognition for your contribution, plus I'll be giving you a verbal shout-out. That's how I run the streams, okay? All right? So let's do just a few quick shout-outs here, and then we'll get started. First of all, shout-out to Califloidian, who did a 10-bit cheers at Bot Lives Matter. That was in reference to earlier when on Prestream I was mentioning that I am very close to hitting 40,000 followers here on my channel, folks. Which is crazy because I had, when this is pretty nuts, I had around 30,000 followers when I restarted the channel back in November, okay? And it was only about a month ago that I hit 35,000, but for some reason in the past like 2 months, there's been a massive influx of new followers to my channel. I don't know if it was because I was playing fighting games and Dark Souls or whatever, but yeah, I get a ton of new followers a day, which is awesome. That shows great growth. And I get the feeling that once the new releases start hitting, that you're going to see more and more people come into the streams, which is awesome. So, thank you if you're a follower of mine. We're very close to hitting 40k followers. I just hope, as I was saying on the pre-stream, or before the pre-stream, I hope they're not all bots. Because let's face it, websites like Twitch could very much be bot-infested. But I'm thinking, the fact that I'm consistently seeing these people come in, I don't think that it's all bots. So... Griffin Box did a few cheers this morning. First he did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, from my view of Nintendo, I think the Nintendo Switch is an updated version of the Wii U, just like the Wii U was an updated version of the Wii. Nintendo's running out of ideas. Maybe they should just quit making consoles and make video games like Sega did. And he did another 100-bit cheer, and he said, not being hard on Nintendo, but I just don't think that they have that spark anymore. Now, I've been saying that for years. I mean, the Wii innovated because it had motion controls, right? So everyone was crazy and zany. It made motion controls mainstream. And then what has Nintendo done to innovate since then? They made a giant, stupid gamepad no one wanted, so you could play console games on a big gamepad that no one asked for or used or cared. And now they've got a portable system that no one asked for. Their innovation isn't innovation. It's just, oh, here's a weird thing we're doing with hardware to pretend like we're doing something different, when in reality we did absolutely no market research to find out if this is what you wanted as a gamer. But because we're Nintendo, we'll just live on the laurels of the past, and people will still run out and buy everything we put out because of the name recognition. You know, much like Apple, where everyone runs out and buys the new Apple device every year, even though most of the time there's nothing new in the new device, they'll still run out and drop $500 to $800 a year for a new iPhone just to have it. It's the same kind of deal. They got that rabid fan base. And it's ridiculous because you hear, oh, the Switch is sold out everywhere still. Sales numbers are off the charts. I'm like, yeah, but what the fuck are people playing on the Switch? There's no games for it. There's a bunch of indie games and like 2 AAA titles. So everyone's rushing out and buying it just for the sake of having it, and it's probably sitting on a shelf collecting fucking dust because there's no games for it. So I don't know, man. I really do think that if Nintendo just focused on making great games, they'd be more successful. I'm just saying, but they've got that mentality, that Japanese culture mentality that we know better than you, and we're this tried and true long-time game developer, and therefore our culture, our corporate culture, is right no matter what. And I just scratch my head, man. A lot of people blamed Nintendo's problems on their leadership, but as we've seen, they've had a change in leadership, and they're still doing the same shit. So, you know what? I don't know, man. I wish they would just make games, but as long as they've got this rabid fan base of people who buy every piece of hardware, I don't think things are going to change. I'm just saying. All right, R2DF did a 10-bit cheer. He says, do you plan on playing Dream Daddy by Game Grumps? No. Okay, shout out to Dooley, who did a 350-bit cheer. He says, I've been loving your Danganronpa 2 playthrough. Please keep it up. Thank you, Dooley. Appreciate your support. And, Danganronpa 2, I'm sticking through it. Even though my voice has been hoarse, I'm sticking through it, and so far, so good. Golden Colts did another 100-bit cheer. He says, when am I going to be playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds? Probably when someone actually asks for it. You're the first person, I'm not even kidding, who's, like, formally asked me to play it. I don't even know if it's out yet for consoles. It's pretty much a non event for me. Like, no one's really asked for it. No one has said, I can't believe you're not playing it. The footage I saw of it at E3 didn't impress me. So it's kind of like, I don't know. If people actually wanted to see it, you would think they would have been asking me for it, right? Dark Viking did a 50-bit cheer. He says, thanks to you, I've finally beaten Dark Souls 2 for the first time. I would love to see you play Bloodborne eventually. Well, you know, it certainly seems, folks, that people really crave me playing From Software games. I can tell you this right now. There's no more From Software games this year. I'm not going back to any others. I'm done. At this point, just think about it. I played Dark Souls 1 Redemption Run. Then I played Nioh, which is a similar kind of game. Then I played the Dark Souls 3 DLC. Then I played the Nioh DLC. And now I just played Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. I'm done. I'm tapping out on this kind of game for the rest of the year. But come next year when there's always downtime, either early in the year in January or in the summer. Strong possibility, maybe I'll go back and I'll play Bloodborne. Maybe I'll go back and I'll play Demon's Souls. I don't know. But there's a strong possibility I would go back and check those games out, alright? Califloridian did a 15-bit cheer. He says, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday are all great days for PUBG. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, wait, is that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds? Oh, okay. Alright, so we've got a second person who officially, apparently, is asking me to play a game okay. Is it, again, I don't even know if it's out for consoles yet or anything. This is like the first time people have actually started talking about this game here on my streams or whatever, so. Alright, R2DF did a 50-bit cheer. Says, when will you be doing Ask the King again? Next month. It actually is in August. Near the end of August. I think it's the 24th of August is the next Ask the King. And by the way, I should bring this up. If you didn't notice, there was no Hate Live podcast in July. Okay? There were two primary reasons why there was no Hate Live podcast in July. The first was because it was July. There was nothing going on. There were no new games. I was just doing downtime stuff. And to do a podcast, I really didn't have much to talk about. Okay? However, in August, there's tons to talk about. I could easily talk about all the new games that are coming out for the rest of the year and my thoughts about them and stuff like that. So there will be a Hate Live podcast in August. In fact, what I'm thinking is that I'm going to do it the second week of August before all the new releases hit. I think that would be the perfect time for the return of the Hate Live podcast. Sound good? Okay. Shout out to Game Master 2003 is dead, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, you need to make a shirt that says, it fits perfectly with your head poking out from behind the letters smirking. It fits perfectly. Well, I haven't really used that saying in quite a while, have I? But hey, could be an idea for a shirt. Hint, hint. Anyone out there who is thinking about maybe designing some artwork for one of my shirts on Teespring, there you go. Shout out to Miss Monique, who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Miss Monique. Appreciate your ongoing support. R2DF did a 10-bit cheer and said, you do you, Phil. Okay. I don't know what that means. Califloridian did a 10-bit cheer and says, but will Phil do me? I don't know what that means. Okay. Game Master 2003 is dead did a 10-bit cheer and says, finish Dino Crisis. That's definitely one I would consider doing in the future. Alright, but again, people need to ask for it. Because when I played Dino Crisis a couple years ago, that was one that I played for a bit, people seemed to like, and I never really went back to it, no one really, It's funny because I have all these Patron's Choice playthroughs, folks, but these games never show up in the polls. It's like people are dying to see these games, yet they never get nominated or voted on. I don't get it. Alright, R2DF did a 10-bit cheer, says, how are the plants? The plants are fine. I just watered the bamboo today. Tomorrow is actually the day when I water the house plants, the other ones, because I only water them twice a week, if that. So tomorrow they get a nice watering, but so far so good. Everything's doing good. Griffin Box did a 100-bit cheer. He says, unless it's Mitch Dyer, you can bash him all you want in any video. I think what he's talking about is that, I was obviously talking on Prestream here about the fact that people do negative shit about me all the time. And, you know, I say I don't go out of my way to make negative videos about people. No, the reason I brought up Mitch Dyer is because the guy makes terrible fucking reviews. Unfair reviews to game developers. Over the years, the guy has misreported information and never gotten in trouble for it. He makes terrible fucking reviews. Now, I haven't followed this guy in years. I just want people to understand this. I don't know anything about what Mitch Dyer's done like the past 3-4 years, but you're talking about something, you know, years and years ago. This guy was infamous for doing terrible work, and then guess what? IGN hired him full time. There was distinctive evidence that the guy was a terrible fucking person when it came to gaming journalism, and then he got hired by IGN. So I think that says something about IGN that we already knew, doesn't it? But yeah, I don't know anything else. I haven't followed the guy for years. And again, that's why I'm not going to be harping on people, because I'm not like that. I don't care about that shit, all right? Shout out to Darth Radoviking, Darth Radovan Viking. He changed his name so many times I forget what his current name is. He had a 100-bit cheer, and he says, I like to listen to you rant on Prestream. Thanks to R2DF, who did a 20-bit cheer and said, PUBG height. So there you go again with the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Cresta Angel did a 10-bit cheer, and he says, Phil, like Dooley said, thank you for your playthrough of Danganronpa 2. I know it's rough on you, but it really is cool to see you enjoy the game and all. Yeah, well, I mean, let's face it. Reading all that dialogue, it kills my voice. That's why my voice is still fucking hoarse. My voice was getting better. When I came back from break, my voice was feeling better, and then guess what? I started playing Danganronpa 2 again. So, yeah. Let's hope that once I get through this game, finally my voice will get back to normal. But that's the problem, is it's going to keep getting strained. There's not much I can do about it. Shout out to Viking again, who did another 100-bit cheer. And he said, you do you, Phil. That's cool, isn't it? I guess. I don't even know what people are referencing. Maybe I said I do me or something. I don't know. But thank you for the cheer. I appreciate it. And thank you to Kushiakatori, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, my personal favorite rants are the Google YouTube ones. Like you did in Watch Dogs 2. Well, those are fun to do. Those are certainly fun to do. I mean, now you open up a whole new can of worms about how they tanked their own fucking website, and everyone who used to be able to make good money doing YouTube can't do it anymore, and all had to change their shit because YouTube lost all their advertisers. But I won't go into that today. All right, so thank you to everyone who has cheered so far. Again, reminder, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I will give you a shout out. And if you cheer 50 bits, if you sub to the channel and click the share button, or you tip me $2 or more, you'll get the on-screen notification. All right? Okay. I think it's time to start. Holy shit, dude. The pre-stream, I'm not even kidding, the pre-stream's almost 50 minutes long. Jesus Christ. All right, everybody. I think it's time to begin with Red Dead Redemption. Holy fuck. I thought this would be a short pre-stream. But you guys, you know, I had something to say, and then you guys kept me occupied with all these cheers, so. All right, let's begin. Holy fuck.